Welcome back, beauties. It's Beauty by Stallion. I'm Stallion. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe for this video. This is part 2 of me being catfish with a twist. So go ahead and keep on watching. Alright, so we gonna start where we left off. Needless to say, on the last video, we went ahead and left off at, I pull up all the way to this man's area in Raleigh, tell him I'm there. He has me wait 45 minutes, and while I'm waiting the 45 minutes, needless to say, he never shows up. I go upstairs, I fall asleep, I'm at the hotel. I wake up at 11:30 at night. I text him, going off, mad, yelling, screaming, all this other stuff. Needless to say, he ends up telling me that he wants to be honest, and he wants me to pull up and act like I'm his cousin. We're gonna start from there. So I say, what? Pull up and act like I'm what? Pull up and act like you're my cousin. I was like, why would I do that? Because y'all may not know, but anybody who knows me on a normal basis, I'm not pulling up and acting like I'm nobody's cousin. I'm not even that type of person. I'm not doing that. Like, no, I'm not doing it. So I was like, why would I pull up and act like I'm your cousin? Because at this point, it's several friends, like at least 7 to 8 friends that have met me like over the phone, but they've talked to me, they know my name, like they've spoken to me, they vouched for this man, they've said where they were with this man, everything. So I'm like, who am I hiding to? Because it's been females, it's been female friends, it's been some of everybody, so who am I hiding? He says, because I had to help my ex-girlfriend out because she ain't got nowhere to go to. Her mom's out of town and she don't have nowhere to stay at right now. So she got evicted from her home and she's staying over here. I can't see her out in the street because she has a child. So she's here. And I'm like, okay, well, kudos to you for helping somebody out, but what do they have to do with me? Like, what do they have to do with me pulling up and acting like I'm somebody's cousin? And he was like, oh, because I don't want to disrespect her. Why whole time you disrespecting me? No, 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 sir. No, ma'am, no ham, no turkey. No, sir, that's not happening. So I was like, sir, in a whole bunch of choice words, you got me messed up. I'm not coming and doing that. Don't worry about it. Don't contact me no more. Like, I'm trying to leave it at that. I come all the way back to Virginia. I'm like, I'm gonna just, talk it up to it is what it is. Clearly he lying. I don't want to deal with that. I'm gonna put myself in trouble. I'm just gonna leave it alone. Well, needless to say, so once we figure out I'm not gonna do that, then he's like, I start getting distant. Like, I stopped talking to him. So it's like he's contacting me, but it's not a normal contact like it was. Like, this was a person who I was spending multiple hours on the phone with. Like, I mean, like, all through the night type thing. Like, we'd get on the phone, just for example, at nighttime at like 9, 10 o'clock. And when I get off the phone till like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, talking about anything and everything under the sun. We'll talk to him all throughout the day, like all this. This person was answering to the name Sin the entire time. They had videos on their actual social media page of them. There were females interacting, which I'm going to put here because they're going to be a key factor. They were all interacting with him like they knew him. So the whole time I'm thinking this is a real person. And he's just not making time for me. So after that situation, I fall back. So then we get into him saying that he's gonna come the end of May. Well, he can't come the end of May because things start opening back up in the world. And he's like, his shops are opening back up at the end of May. Okay, all right, so whatever, I paid him out. So then we get to June. And when we get to June, it's just like oh, I'm looking at him as a friend type person now. So then after that, we get around Father's Day, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna come on Father's Day, da 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 da, all this other stuff. I gotta get these gifts from a couple people, but I'm gonna come on Father's Day. I'm like, okay, well, you know, that's fine. Whole time, Father's Day comes, and he's still, of course, no him. So at this point, it's just like, you just doing too much, whatever. So I give up the rest of the month of June. We get into the month of July, and I'm a Cancer Nation. So he ends up telling me that he's a Cancer too, and that his birthday is July 18th. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, you know, that's 10 days after mine. So cool, like, what you gonna do for your birthday? Because this year I turned 30. He's like, oh, well, I turned 27 this year, so I'm gonna have like a little slight something, but I'll probably come see you and just spend my birthday with you. And I'm like, okay, for your birthday? And he like, yeah. So when we get closer to my birthday, I'm like, oh, okay, so you coming to see me for my birthday? And he like, no, I'm not coming up there because I gotta get through court. Court is not until July 24th. And I was like, okay, so how you coming for your birthday? Oh, I was complaining coming after. So I'm like, okay, cool. Well, we gonna go ahead and we gonna make it work. So we get to July 18th, and I go on his social media page because I'm like, you know, people gonna be told him happy birthday on his page because everybody know on social media one person, at least one person, is gonna tell you happy birthday. Well, I go on his social media and I say happy birthday, but I'm literally the only person who says happy birthday to him on this page. So I mentioned it to him, and I said, well, why had no one told you happy birthday on your page? The date must be wrong. He says, no, when I first made the page, it had me put up a different birthday and it won't let me change it.
Falcon!
Why would you put the wrong birthday if this is your actual page? So I go and look at the date, and the date says that the person's birthday who made the page is April 3rd of 1996. I was born in 1990. If you're turning 27 this year and I just turned 30, you were born in 1993. Why does it say that you're 3 years younger than what you're saying that you're going to be? And the month is off. Oh, it was just an error. It's no biggie. Okay. So I try to let that go. So then we get to the end of July. He gets through court. Once he gets through court, he's like, you know, I ain't got through court now. And I'm going to plan to see you in the month of August. I'm like, okay. So then all of a sudden this brother, Jay, magically resurfaces out of nowhere. And he's like, oh, by the way, my brother Jay, he saw your sister Courtney, and he was like, she was cute, so he want to talk to her. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, she's single, so, you know, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that down. Like, I'm going to make it work, so I'm going to see what she say. Send me a picture. He immediately sends me a flyer from this person. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to send it to my sister. So then we start talking about his bro's music. Well, while we talking about his bro's music, I'm like, yeah, you know, you saying that this is your bro and you manage him. So cool, like with you managing him and you supposedly knowing these celebrities, he should be getting ready to take off, right? Oh yeah, he gonna take off, I'm gonna let you listen to some of his music. So he plays me some of his music and I hear him getting offended because I'm like, oh, I like the other person's verse in the song more than I do his. More females I feel can relate to the other person's version than him. And he like, I don't agree with that. And I'm like, okay, maybe you're just going hard because that's your artist, but whatever. So, needless to say, it ends up that I'm like, all right, we're going to play matchmaker with my sister and him, basically. I leave it alone. We get into August, and when we're in August, he's like, if I don't see you by the end of August, you can just block my number, never talk to me again, all that. Baby, in my mind, you already blocked because I'm already entertaining somebody else because at this point, I feel like you're wasting my time until you see me face to face and you don't exist. So he's like, yeah, so we gonna meet by then. And I'm like, okay, all right, I hear you. So we get in further into August And he starts saying that he is really sick. Like, he's supposed to be coming the last week in August. Oh, I got really, really sick. They told me I have a serious health condition at the hospital that I went to. So, you know, with that, with them telling me that I got that health condition, it's kind of like basically I got a whole bunch going on, and I just need you to be here for me and be understanding. I'm trying to get better. So I'm like, okay, well, you know, I definitely hope you feel better. And if you need anything, let me know. Like, I understand that may be difficult for you. Y'all know the whole time that this person has said that they've been sick and all this, every single weekend from the beginning of July to the end of August, every weekend this person was out. Like, I'm not talking about like a little bit. I mean like out at multiple clubs all night, intoxicated all night, waking up the next day, can't even function until the next night, all night, but you don't feel good. Oh, I'm going through a lot because, you know, my mom passed. I just be trying to, you know, indulge so that I don't have to think about it. And you're my peace. And when you get mad and you don't want to talk to me at night, I be struggling to go to sleep and all this. And I'm like,
Welcome.
it sound good. It sound good. But at this point, I already made up my mind. Like, I know for a fact you're a catfish. But we gonna wait. Because I really want to see who this person is at this point. Because you done went through a whole lot. So, it's to the point to, you know, where I didn't exchange words with some females and all this and all that stuff. So, we didn't get into it at this point. So, I really want to know who the person is behind all this for the last 8 months. So, we find out the truth. Needless to say, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a part 3. If you want to hear how the rest of this ended and how this twist came about, watch until we get to part 3, and I'm going to see you in the next one.